That's not the right.
Right one. Make sure you stop.
Felt right.
It's not. It's not the right one. Hang on, I gotta find it. It
Felt
must
right.
be hidden in another folder. I don't even
We
know.
had we had it once.
Oh, it's got its own. I have its own show. Here we go.
Oh, look at those little.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's probably.
It's the Press Pause podcast. What's going on? That was, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. I forgot I made my own folder for this show. So that's fancier than.
That is fancy.
That's
this show's
fancier
gotten
than
so
most.
fancy.
Yeah, if I stopped the stream though, then it would kick us out of our pre-registered stream, and so I was like, I can't. We gotta just go. We just gotta keep
You just
going.
gotta
So
roll with it.
yeah. So Hate Zero, our hero. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? And what is up, Pause Gang? It is your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
He's back. He's
back.
back. He's back. Crawler, what's up, baby?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you.
You know, I
Playing
have,
some
nothing,
64 games this week.
I have nothing. I don't say anything like fancy. I'm just like,
You don't even
What
introduce
is
yourself.
what is happening? That's you.
Yeah.
What is
What
going
is
on?
going
That's
on?
what you do.
what is going on? That's right. That's right.
Do you even say your own name though?
No.
I don't even remember. So no one even knows who you are.
That's
Yeah.
in 64, Josh. Or that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Right here.
There we go. It's gone now. No names. Get the names out of here. So it's Press Pause, and we're gonna talk about stuff like stuff. But
there was a trailer this. Oh yeah, promote your stuff. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we gotta say, Maine has been active. It's been active on Maine, right? Eric, that's your home.
There's been an improvement, maybe I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could definitely use more activity.
Okay, we're working on it. It's work in
Come
progress.
join the conversation, everybody. Come join the conversation.
n64josh.com/discord. Come hang out.
And if you want Josh's money,
yeah, if you want to come play Smash tournament this weekend, it's $125 for first place. n64josh.com/smash. It's gonna be a lot of people. I got TikToks and shorts going out tomorrow, so it's gonna get crazy. Also, we should make a Press Pause community on Game Jolt. So far, there's a Nintendo Powercast one. So
I think there's one person in there with you.
2.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, good. 2 so far. So yeah, so that's fun. Game Jolt's a pretty cool website. So go check that out. And yeah, so we had a trailer.
We did
to Infinity and Beyond. I know. I feel like Eric is like our Pixar specialist. So he watches Pixar when I don't watch Pixar ever. So
I need to go back. We need to circle back to that real quick because I did watch Raya and I liked it. It was good. We watched it with the kids.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
That's all.
I need to watch it again. I haven't watched it in a little bit, but
what's Raya?
Raya,
Raya,
Last
Raya,
Dragon.
Raya.
It's a Disney movie. It was really good. It's takes place in a fictitious Southeastern Asian world, and there were dragons. The dragons are no longer, and Raya's on a quest to find the last dragon and save humanity.
Unite the tribes.
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun, cool story. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So Lightyear.
Yeah. Everything's better. Everything's better with Bowie in it. I'll say that.
That was cool.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, traditionally, I don't. From any of the Toy Stories, there wasn't any music like that in there. It was all custom
original
recordings and stuff. So it was kind of cool to hear that. And then I've been kind of hit or miss on Lightyear. When they announced it, I was like, oh, cool. And then I saw it was Chris Evans. I was like, and I have nothing against Chris Evans. I think he's goofy, he's funny, he does well in the roles he's in. But I had the same argument with Mario, but Buzz Lightyear already has a voice, and so
And he's still alive.
and he's still alive, and he still sounds the same. You know what I mean? Like so it kind of killed me to see that they're changing it, and I understand it's an origin story, but Chris Evans is now like what 40? He's got to be in his early 40s, so it's not like he's a young man anyways. So I don't know. But everything looked really cool. We didn't hear Chris talk except for I think he said to infinity. Or maybe he said no.
He just said
and that's all he said.
That's all he says. And so it's like, yeah, you can't gauge much from that. But I think everything else looked really cool. What they're doing. I'm all in. Definitely gonna watch that. Not in theater though, because I don't do that. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, AMC.
You still holding AMC there, Josh?
Yep, still holding it. I took out my initial investment, so I'm just playing with the house's money now.
He's diamond hands,
I think
for sure.
Even with how bad it's doing, I think I'm still up like 544%. So it's not bad.
Yeah, I just I'm not a huge. I wasn't a huge theater fan before. Like I would go for the iconic movies like Star Wars or something, but for the most part, I always enjoyed watching it at home. But because people are loud and they're dirty and there's noises and it bothers me. Now post pandemic, it's like, man, I don't even want to go trap myself in there for 2.5 hours.
It's weird as most people don't. You go to the theaters now and it's like there's barely anybody in there. You don't even know how they're staying open at this point because it's just so it doesn't help too. Like my AMC's like not any good. It's not like one of the nice ones with like the reclining seats. I got to drive to like Bellevue for that or something. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw Black Widow and I saw Shang-Chi in theaters. That's all I've done so far. Really, in the midst of everything.
Speaking of, the last movie I saw in the theater was James Bond.
Oh, did you go see that one?
The
new one?
That's like my movie of the year. It was so freaking good. I can't even like you go into a James Bond movie thinking you know what to expect, and no, like, you know how Casino Royale kind of shook up the whole Bond formula?
Mm-hmm.
This one does as well. And like, what sucks is I can't even say that much about it because I don't want anything to be.
Yeah, I've even forgot that came out. Like
It's so funny how overshadowed that got so quickly. Like I remember hearing it launch and then like 2 days later, not a peep. Like
it crushed in the theaters, and then last weekend Dune crushed in the theaters and beat it. So which I watched Dune as well, and I
watched Dune too, and I was kind of meh. But
I didn't watch it yet. I finally watched Fast 9.
I'm glad that Dune 2 got greenlit because I'm kind of surprised. It almost seems like it needed to be coming out sometime next year if they wanted to kind of keep that momentum, because it's not much of a story. It's definitely a building story with Dune. I haven't read the book, so I'm not super familiar with all that goes into it, but it definitely just leaves off like it's definitely only act 1. You can tell.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, and I had heard that, so I'm like, I think the credits are gonna roll now. There's the credits. I was like, no. So, but
build it. What if it didn't get greenlit for a sequel? Just leave it at a.
I mean, it would have just been a Warner Brothers, another flop. I mean, Warner Brothers has had a handful of them, so.
But the thing is, a lot of people, like, looking at tweets and stuff, a lot of people are like, this is amazing. Like, I
mean, visually, yes. I mean, I watched it here on my 27-inch monitor, so I mean, I didn't really go.
What is wrong with you?
I know.
How, like, the only time I watch something on my monitor is during the Star Wars podcast when I'm supposed to be podcasting and I need to watch the episode of Visions that I haven't seen yet. That's the only time I'll watch something on my monitor other than YouTube. Like, I was like, oh, Dune, that's getting the 60-inch and the surround sound. You know, I want to crank this. I want my husky to be scared of the bass, you know, like, so. Yeah, I don't know. It was visually cool, but
we were at the beach for the last week and going through just like vintage movie marathon. We watched Titanic and all sorts of these old Armageddon, all these old movies that you
How can you sit through Armageddon?
Dude,
Armageddon, I'd still sit through
they're
Armageddon.
so awesome to watch again. Like it's not only do you get the nostalgia of what 1998 felt like, but you also get to like relive like what were they thinking. And but actually some parts of Armageddon hold up pretty well. It blows my mind. It's a 24. I don't remember. Did that one come out in 98? I just threw that out there. It feels like that around that time.
It's around that time, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be 24 years old soon. It's amazing. It's so
good for you, 1998 film.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So Titanic was 97, I think.
Yeah, I remember my car. I was driving to see Titanic for like the third time because Jen loved it, and we were taking some friends. And I remember driving on the freeway, and all of a sudden my car just swerves, and I'm like, I thought Jen grabbed the wheel. No, I blew a tire. I mean, I was 16 years old, blew a front tire. Had never experienced anything like that before. Like looking at her as I'm like, manhandling the wheel so it doesn't drive us off the road, and I'm like, did you just how? And they're all freaking out, none of us like knew what was going on. So we didn't, but see, I was the only person in the theater laughing as the boat is splitting in half and people are falling and hitting the propeller. And
the dude that hit the propeller, that's the best part.
When it went boom, like I was like, you can hear people like sobbing.
That movie is two movies in one. Like it's an epic love story for the first hour and a half, and then it just like takes a turn.
Disaster movie after that.
Yeah, it's you really get a lot of bang for your buck in that movie. It's two movies in one.
Oh,
and at 1997 PG-13 movie with nudity. What's that about? How did they get away with that when The Matrix is rated R and they cuss like one time?
Violence. 45 minutes of violence is an automatic R rating, I believe.
Titanic killed more people than all of the Matrix trilogy.
Yeah, but it was the boat, not at the hand of Neo.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what that rule is because how did the Bourne movies not get rated R?
Well, and
right?
then I mean,
well now,
it escalates, a little bit. It's the threshold is dropped as we've gotten desensitized, I think, more and more.
I feel like
go back to the 80s to PG movies, and you're like, wait a minute.
True.
The G movies, you're like, this should be PG-13. I don't know about this. And then I
remember Fern Gully being a little scary at the beginning sometimes.
And then it got, in 90s, 2000s, it got really aggressive and strict, and then now we're loosening the reins again, I guess. I don't know. I guess it goes in waves. I'm not sure.
Could be. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. So, but
Speaking of 1998, you both have something that was supposed to be dropped off at my door today that I didn't get yet.
Yeah, we do. N64 controllers, baby.
Right here.
I'm straight living in 97 right now. I'm right there. Yeah, I mean, let's touch on that for a little bit. Josh, you haven't done much with your controllers, so maybe I'll start. I played a couple games. I got mine early today. So, first thing I need to complain about is Nintendo never gave me any tracking information. Nothing. I got nothing from Nintendo.
I got notified when it was shipped. Some people got notified when it was picked.
I got that. They didn't send me anything that it was picked. I don't know what picked means, but I went and checked my order status and it said picked. I was like, okay, cool, I guess.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, and then it just showed up today. No notice, so that's neat.
You're down the street. They just kicked it down the highway, and
I'm happy, but it's odd that they don't follow through in typical Nintendo fashion. Maybe it's an isolated incident. That's fine.
So I got the shipping notice yesterday, right?
Okay.
And then it said it was going to be delivered today, and I was like, okay. Well, I had to leave, and it still hadn't shown up. Like, you posted your picture in Discord, and I was like, I had just got done starting a video to render, and I was like, oh, I bet you mine's in the mailbox, right? And then I went and looked, and it wasn't. Then I looked at my app, and I'm like, oh, it's UPS, so it's not going to be in the mailbox. So I was like, well, it's not here then. So I set the I set the tracking to text me when it arrived.
Yeah.
Never did. Never did.
That UPS tracking stuff is so hit or miss for me too. I mean, that's
It-
a whole.
It
rabbit
still
hole.
shows that it's out for delivery, even though it was on my son had grabbed it and put it on the dining room table for me. So I was like, oh, it's still not here. I didn't think I'd have them. I figured they'd be here tomorrow. So
We have a FedEx. There's a little FedEx hell in Troutdale where your packages will go there, and sometimes they'll leave Troutdale and come right back. Like they'll go out for 2 days and then come right back. It's just a nightmare.
good
But
times.
I assume they're all understaffed like everywhere else in the world right now. So I'll try to give them some grace. So let's talk this bad boy. The Rumble feels amazing, better than it ever did, even without the Rumble pack. The weight kind of feels familiar because all the weight I feel like is in where the memory card Rumble pack slot is, and that's kind of what we were all used to.
Yeah, the controller feels. I have some old 64 controllers sitting around, but it feels weirdly light without a Rumble pack in it because we just got all used to playing with a Rumble pack.
Yeah, and so this feels. I mean, I don't have a Rumble pack to compare, but this feels heavy, like there's a Rumble pack in the top. Other than that, the stick feels really good. Josh says he thinks it's how it felt in '96, and that's where it's hard for me to. It feels really, really tight. It's good, but yeah, I mean, when was the last time we felt a brand new N64 controller?
25 years ago.
Yeah.
I have a. You guys, this is gonna surprise you,
Oh,
but
God. Do you have an in package
Bust it
64
out.
somewhere?
You got to do it for Simon.
I have an in package PlayStation 2 clear green DualShock. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, PlayStation 2, yeah.
DualShock.
Yeah, it's still in the packaging. Like, yeah, I don't even know where I got it. I can't remember, but
Do you even have a PlayStation 2?
I do. I have a Slim. I have
Okay.
a Slim that somebody gave me.
I like
So-
the Slim. That's a good unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the games feel right. Obviously they were built for this controller, so they're they all feel good. The C buttons work. You don't have to do any button mapping. It knows the controller and immediately works with it, which leads me to believe.
So say what you said beforehand.
Which part? That Nintendo is selling.
Nintendo guaranteed that you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to buy their controller because they ass backwards the button
Uh-huh.
mapping on the Pro controller.
Yeah, or handheld. Yeah, so the some games on the Nintendo 64 online are frustrating to play without C sticks, and you can't do proper button mapping. And so, Nintendo has ensured that this $50 controller that they're reselling is the best way to play their Nintendo Switch 64 online games. And I don't suspect we're going to get button mapping. I think it's going to be how it is, which sucks because some games just like to do a barrel roll, it's awkward, and not being able to remap the buttons is just silly. But
How would you do it? How do you do a barrel roll right in the old way? You double tap the C stick to left or right?
no, it's Z, right? Or no, Z targets. So you would do, yeah, I guess so, right?
I forget. I was dogfighting Johnny last night the
Yeah.
other night when it came out, and all I could do was the 360 flip, and all he could do was the 180 flip, and he wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how he was doing it, and he wasn't sure how I was doing it. We weren't in voice chat yet when we were doing it,
Oh.
but I figured it out. So X and back is, or Y and back is the 360. X and back
Y
is
and back. Okay.
is the 180.
So Y would be C stick. Why are you laughing?
The fact that you're like, just,
You're just like, what?
I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm trying. So 2 of the C stick buttons are mapped. I don't remember which ones.
I think
they are.
bottom C did something and right C did something, maybe.
Yeah. In any case, so
But I don't remember.
the easy way to do it is you hold down ZR, which isn't mapped to anything on the either Joy-Cons or the Pro controller, and then when you hold down ZR, it turns your face buttons into the C buttons. So that's how you would do it, which is stupid because we have the there's 4 face buttons, so you could map A and B obviously, and then 2 C buttons. Then you've got the 2
Bumpers.
you got 2 bumpers that you could map to whatever you want for the other C buttons. Then you could remap Z and R to the actual triggers, because
Playing songs
no
playing
game
songs on the
uses these.
ocarina has to be a nightmare on the Pro Controller.
No, because it's just a C stick. You just go boo doo doo.
Yeah, but sometimes it's A and B are mixed in there though.
Yeah, you'd have to, but you could do that. So that's the other alternative, is you can use the control stick as the C buttons, but handheld, that still sucks because of how these short Joy-Con
throws.
controllers, they're just not as accurate as they could be.
Look,
So
when you play with Joy-Cons, just tap R twice. All right.
that's only go one direction.
Chris,
That's only to go.
you
to
just
the-
hold. You just hold, and then it does it. You hold that direction on the stick, and it barrel roll, barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
It doesn't
I
matter.
love
I'm
it.
not.
He's
I'm just
like-
not going to play
I-
Star Fox 64. Who cares?
You got the controller now, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, I can play this way. That's so it's just typical Nintendo fashion, right? Like they overcharge for this and under delivered.
What? I would pay $75.
No,
for what?
shut your mouth.
I'm just kidding.
Shut your mouth.
But this is what's interesting. It's like if you need to hit Z, you better, if you're using the D-pad and then your other Z buttons over here. So they didn't even put the 2 Z buttons here. You've got to hit it over here.
No
Right.
No game supports that.
One of them does, doesn't it?
Which one?
Does Winback or the other one?
I'm just talking about like if I want to play this with like not 64 games.
I
That's
see what
all.
you're saying.
One
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them
Like-
uses the D-pad as one and the joystick as the other.
When
And
when
then
I go
you
to play
reach over to the
Splatoon with
button.
this thing,
Hmm.
I'm gonna need to be able to reach these other.
They
Pro
put
tip.
how crazy would that be if they put in gyro, but they didn't. But yeah.
But listen, when Perfect Dark gets here, okay, I want everybody to pay close attention. I'm gonna make a video specifically for this, but when you play Perfect Dark, this is the incorrect way. This is not the right way. You do not put your thumb here. You put your left hand goes on the D-pad, and that's how you run. And your right hand goes on the thumbstick, and that's how you aim and fire, and you can play it like a modern shooter.
Do you ever need to do face buttons in that game?
You can reach them.
Reload, you can reach
You
it.
can reach them.
But
I guess
C,
you
C,
can
but-
reload A
C
and B,
buttons,
or-
yeah, and C buttons were strafe. So I mean,
Okay. So you
The
can
C
strafe with
buttons and the
D-pad,
D-pad
I
are the
assume.
exact buttons.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
just switch your grip, you're now playing a modern shooter. Just wait. Wait until Perfect Dark comes out, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Yo, why are you guys schooling us?" We'll be like, "Because." N64 Josh's pro tips in press pause. You got to go find them.
Pro gamer strats.
You got to go find them.
well, how crazy would it be though if the Pro Controller worked as the Pro Controller works? Not that it wouldn't, because the stupid ass backwards button mapping. So never mind.
But in a game like Perfect Dark, all of the controls are changed. You can change all of them. That's built into the game. So
Oh, they'll
you
take
could
it out.
you could you could play.
I mean, they up-res Mario 64 and then they de-resed it to put it in this.
Well, we've had to pay extra for the full res.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to pay extra for the button remapping too. You want to do button remapping? That's an extra 50.
Christian says, "Have you tried Sin and Punishment? This is a task to play." No, negative,
No.
negative.
I started my Ocarina run because that game's, the most important game to me of my life, and being able to start that again, it brings back all the feels. Although I need to hurry quickly and start my. So here's my pro tip: if you want to play Ocarina as much as I do, you make it through a lot of the tutorials, then you copy your save file, so you always have one right there, so you don't have to go through that crap again.
Don't show me that Wii U gamepad crawler because my A button doesn't work. I have to take the whole thing apart and see what's up with it. So
Well, I have this too. Then you can play it on this.
I have that too. Yeah, it's down there. But you can't play DS games without the gamepad. So don't
True.
get me started right now. Don't get me started. So yeah, I mean the overall feel of the controller though, I think it feels fantastic. It's the 64, so you're like your hand. If you're an adult, your hand does not fit. Like it doesn't fit. It's just not. It's not made to fit. The saddest thing, anytime I grab the 64 controller like this, where I'm left and right or where they should be, I'm playing at the D-pad. All I can think about is WCW versus NWO or WWF No Mercy,
The
right?
best.
Like the best. And there's no way that's not happening. There's no way.
Never say never.
We're paying a lot of money.
We're paying a
Who-
lot of
who-
money.
Who owns that?
WCW. Okay,
THQ,
WCW.
I think.
THQ.
Maybe.
Well, so who owns THQ Nordic now?
Oh, jeez, who knows?
But here's the thing: WWE is not WWF.
True.
Right.
They
True.
lost that. It's
Yeah.
gone. Those,
We don't
those
need.
games-
Well,
Revenge
yeah.
was the better game, anyways. Well, that's not true. People say the other one was better, but Revenge was, WCW NWO Revenge was like where it was at. I
Dude,
remember. I still
Goldberg-
remember the
Goldberg,
Fear the Spear,
oh,
baby.
Yeah, the spear,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
dude, the
And
finisher,
Sting had
like
the bat. Yeah.
Well, they had like Hell in a Cell matches too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like
it was lit.
there. I mean, yeah, it was. Jen and I have a video on my YouTube channel playing Goldberg versus Rey Mysterio for 40 minutes because neither of us could remember how to pin, and then I think she knocked me out.
Oh yeah, you can lose by KO.
You can lose by knockout,
Yeah.
and there'd be like
Yeah.
blood. You'd hit them with a
Mhm.
chair, and they're like,
Oh yeah, when
then
you
they
get
would-
like the spiked bat or something, that busts people
Yes.
open. That was the coolest.
Yeah, chat's
I re-
asking if I still have the blue shell amiibo thing. I held it up to the camera, but yeah, it's right. This came with the special edition of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Mario Kart 8 on the Wii in Germany. The American one had one too, but only at the Nintendo store, and they're like $3,500. So
Huh. And that's not in package.
I have the full package, but it was already opened. So I was like,
Oh,
well,
okay.
I might as well just display this cool stuff because
Got it.
why
Yeah,
not?
why not?
Why not?
not?
So, yeah. But I mean, what do we think's coming to 64 online? Supposedly, like 58 games have been
Yeah, something.
data
I
mined.
saw a
and
tweet
30
about that today.
some
I
for the
didn't click on it.
64.
Diddy Kong Racing, that's coming. Mark my words. And finally, everyone will see it's
You mean Rare Racers?
race- It's a better racing game than
You mean Rare
than
Racers?
You
Mario
got
Kart.
hovercrafts well before Mario Kart had hovercrafts.
It's a better racing game than Mario Kart ever was. So, Diddy Kong Racing, it's coming. You heard it here first.
How do I? Can I just remove him from the call? Is that
You
what?
can't.
You could, but then you'd have to.
I am
join
ever
back in.
present.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, so Wave Race I think is a given, right?
1080.
And 1080, yeah.
1080.
I mean, if we're going down the road of Rare, we got Blast Core, we got Jet Force Gemini, we
I was
got.
gonna say, I think the
Perfect
money has been paid obviously to Microsoft because Banjo Kazooie.
because
so,
of how much they're charging us.
true. Banjo Kazooie,
Yeah.
Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, Blast Corps.
I don't think we're getting Conkers. People online are like, "Oh, we're getting Conkers." I don't think we are because of the M rating. I don't think any of the
not
Hey,
something that's just like
Night
there.
Trap is on.
Yeah, but you gotta
the
buy it.
Switch.
Like this.
Yeah,
this,
but that's not on the Nintendo Switch Online, you know.
Hey, it might be. You never know. They got Sega games.
Yeah, when they get Sega CD,
Sega CD
maybe,
games.
because that's the only game on there, right? So what else you got?
I would say I have the Japanese tiles downloaded.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
What?
If they truly got Rare games, that means we can get games like RC Pro-Am and RC
Mhm.
Pro-Am 2 on the NES. If you think about the games that are
True.
in Rare
Well,
Replay,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
might
like
actually
this is
see
the
some of
best.
these
This
old
is the best
games.
way to see Rare Replay come to
Yeah.
Switch
That
in
That
an
just-
unofficial way.
That just hit me.
that
It
could
gets
be
me
cool.
excited. I like RC Pro-Am. So
That those are classic. Yeah, I mean that could be true. And so I still question if we'll get GoldenEye, which is such a bummer because that's the game everybody wants, but
that's the real reason it's $50 a year because they
have to be like
have you guys ever
120 a year.
have you heard about the licensing with GoldenEye? It's
I've
like
heard
this
some
company
nightmares.
has
Owns-
the the theatrical rights.
Yeah.
This person has the on-screen rights.
The book
This
rights.
person has the book. This person has his face in print. And you're just like,
Yeah.
Well,
Are
and
you-
that's the
what?
GoldenEye problem. So like right now, if they release it, they have to put Daniel Craig's face in it by like contract.
Right.
Like, they
the
can't-
because the remake on Wii was Daniel Craig.
Right. And so, you know, there's that weird GoldenEye clause that they have, that James Bond clause crap that they have. So obviously they can't
Hot
do
take.
that.
So
Coming
well, hold
in.
on.
Hot take.
Hold on, real quick though, because there's a window right now. There's a window. We're in a window, and Daniel Craig is done now. He did his last movie. There is no James Bond right now. So give it back
So
to
now's the time. We've got
just
about
sign Pierce
6
Brosnan to a
months.
contract. Let him sign the ink. Sign the contract. Get that ink on the paper.
He could be
and
the
then
villain.
Put him back in there and release it to Nintendo Online, and we're good. We got it.
Did you know while he was GoldenEye, when he was James Bond, he was not allowed to wear tuxedos in any other movies. So there was one movie that like he was wearing a
crazy contracts
tuxedo.
with- yeah.
The
and-
Thomas Crown affair or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you notice, his tuxedo's always unbuttoned and the bow tie's never tied because he contractually couldn't do it because that's too close to resemblance to James Bond or
Yep.
something. It's crazy. So that's what leads me to think we're not going to get GoldenEye, which is such a bummer because that's.
I also think that's why
what we
Daniel
want.
Craig probably wants to be done.
Yeah, he wants his life back.
Okay, so because I love showing people things that they can't unsee,
Oh god.
go ahead and take a peek here at GoldenEye's box art and look how big Pierce Brosnan's mouth is. All right, just pay close attention to how large his mouth is. Tell me you see it. Do you see it?
With the knuckle, how it lines
You will,
up.
you will never unsee that. Those are the largest lips in the history of ever. So you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. There you go. Okay, hot take. Perfect Dark's a better game than GoldenEye.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because it was locked behind another Nintendo paywall.
Oh,
So,
I was not
you never-
expecting that. I'm like,
So you
I
never
was
got
ready.
DK. You never got.
I played.
Not that you're missing out on DK, but
I didn't play
I
DK.
like DK.
I
I
played
beat DK
Perfect
before
Dark.
Mario 64. So
I played Perfect
Ooh,
Dark.
that's a
at
hot
Buddy's
take.
house. Well, he beat it before he beat Mario because he didn't beat Mario until last year.
True. Yeah, I guess that I always forget that
Hey.
about you.
when you're young, newly married with a kid on the way, and you have a very, very tight budget, you play the games you can afford. And all I could afford at the time was Donkey Kong. And so, because I bought the green system
Yeah, it was.
and it came with
back
it. And so I was like, well, I guess we're playing through this one.
Did that 64 come with the expansion pack in it already? Then
It did, yeah, it did.
Mm,
And
that's
then,
nice.
fun fact, I sold it to my parents, kept the controllers, still have it, and my siblings were fighting. My dad got tired of it, grabbed the system, took it out to the concrete, and smashed it into pieces. So
Did you take the expansion pack out of it?
I do. I still have the expansion pack, and
That's
I have
good.
the power supply. So I have a
Good.
couple extra expansion packs. I could send you one if you know. I could.
Yeah, I just paid for an expansion pack. I paid for a year because that's another thing. Can you not do monthly on the expansion pack anymore?
No, and guess what you can do? You can
Bastards.
accidentally switch to the family plan.
Those bastards, man. It's just
Everyone look and point at
wait, Crawler, you're on the family plan?
accidentally.
You should have told me, man. You could have saved me some money.
I was so. What was this? Was this Monday night? Monday night.
I've never heard him swear so much. I was like, and I hear him swear a lot in Smash, but
I typed it out in Discord this time. I was like, so in a rush, I had the screen. Like, first off, fuck Nintendo for not putting this shit up until like right at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
whatever. The maintenance, the website was under maintenance, the thing was under maintenance, but like, let people upgrade their stuff at their leisure. Like, just do it when you want to. So like, it came out, and I'm sitting upstairs. Kids, I think, are getting ready to take a bath or a shower and stuff like that. And I have the thing up on my phone, and I'm scrolling, and it's all stacked. It's all stacked up and down vertically on the mobile website that I was on my phone. And I'm logged into my account, and I think the first time I scrolled down to the correct thing. I selected it. It was in my cart. It wanted me to use points and stuff to discount it and yada yada whatever. I went to click checkout. It's like, oh, something's changed, and it took me back to this main page again. And so I scrolled down to what I thought was it, but Family Plan is like mixed into it.
Yeah, I think it's all in the middle.
Exactly the problem.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're trying to make that gold. They got
their money.
Thank you for helping us pay for GoldenEye.
So I click on it, and it's like 30 something bucks. It's like prorated. I'm like, I knew it was going to be prorated or whatever, because it is what it is. And it had my discount of points with my gold points and everything like that. And I click to check out, and it's like, okay. And then I went to go.
Wasn't it like only $15?
It was.
No,
it should have been. No, it was like 35. No, because it would have been.
It should have prorated your 20 that you just spent from signing up, and then it would been only $15.
I don't remember what I have receipts from Nintendo in my emails. I don't know, but
he got 2 Family Plans.
You are reading as well as I do.
I have 7.
He's excited.
I have 7 download codes for Splatoon gear. If somebody wants Splatoon gear,
Crawler was excited to play the worst version of 20-year-old games.
So I'm a lot of times you can initiate the download from the website or whatever on certain things. So I'm like trying to initiate the Nintendo 64 thing, and it's not like highlighted or anything for me. I'm like, what the hell? And I scroll on my phone a little bit, and I have the oh shit moment, and I'm like, I just walk away from upstairs, and I come down to my computer, and I'm like Googling and seeing if I can cancel stuff. Nintendo has a thing that's like, can't cancel a year-long subscription, blah 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 blah. So if I wanted to get Nintendo Switch Online, I had to pay $30 more again. So that's what I did. Hooray!
But you're going to be locked into the Family Plan for.
No, I can cancel that. I can turn off. I can turn off auto renew.
But at this point, a Switch for Christmas, and then you're going to let him have his own online on his Switch. And
does your kid need the online?
If he wants his own Animal Crossing island, or
it'll eventually be a thing. But I just did it prematurely. Hooray!
Hey, at least you got 8 total spots now. That's a bonus. Right?
Yeah.
That's a bargain. Hey, press pause gang. If anybody needs a hit up Crawler, $15 for a year of Nintendo Switch Online. Hey, he just needs $15 and a PayPal. You'll be and an email. You'll be good to go.
Did you guys download the Sega? I didn't even download the Sega one.
I didn't even download it.
I don't even know where they are. I haven't looked. Like I found the Nintendo 64. I was like, yep, we're good.
They don't even have them for the regular Nintendo stuff. They're like, you're gonna search for it. You're like, it's a game. It's a game in the Sega games.
I have them, but I have both tiles. So at least on
Oh, don't tell me Sega added extra stuff. Okay.
No, not yet. But
button mapping. You probably do button remapping for Sega.
I don't know if I checked the Mega because it's labeled Genesis for us, and then it's Mega Drive for
native button mapping and
good, but like
great ROMs
on every single tile because I have the SNES and the NES tiles as well for Japan, and there's at least Japanese in the tile. Like I'm almost thinking about deleting the Nintendo 64 one from Japan because there's nothing the tile looks identical, the name looks identical, and there's no Japanese that pops up until you get into the menu. So it's like usually it's easy to differentiate, but this one is not.
As of right now, there's no benefit to. It'd be nice, gosh, how long's the Switch been out? 2017, 5 almost going on 5 years. So it'd be nice if we could move things around and put them in folders, because then you could put them all in a Japanese folder. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point that I just have different games on different Switches. I'm like, oh yeah, my Smash Switch.
Josh figured out how
many Switches do you own now?
This is what Nintendo wanted from us. They're like, oh yeah, just buy Buy
You
400.
want folders? Just buy a new Switch.
Yeah. So my
Yep.
red Switch has like these games, and the OLED has these ones.
Here's
the
the
Smash
problem,
one
though.
has these
They're
ones.
all
The
inferior
Lite
to
has
your
these
OLED
ones.
now.
Well, the OLED's only is his.
But
I mean,
but
he used it this last weekend and then he killed it and he didn't bring a power supply, so he switched to
Oh.
his light.
the Lite. But here's the thing. I was I've been playing Animal Crossing again, so I needed to go to the Southern Hemisphere to get two. I have two sea creatures left. Three as of yesterday, but I got one. They're on the Southern Hemisphere right now. So I fired up my Lite, had to switch it back to the main account, like the home switch or whatever. But the D-pad and just how light and compact that light is, it's still like, I love the OLED screen. I think it's fantastic. But for laying in bed, just sitting like with your arms above your, like laying on your back,
So it doesn't fall on your face.
it doesn't, well, but it's just the overall, like with the OLED, I'm turning over and then I'm going back and I'm like, I just feel like I can't get that comfortable with it. But with the Lite, I'm just like, this is just lightweight, and the D-pad. So going and playing the classic games or playing Mario Maker or something,
Yeah.
the D-pad is money. It's absolutely money.
see
But
that.
the OLED screen, when you put them together, you're just like, damn, this thing
Yeah.
is it. I know it's still 720, but it's so vibrant, and the blacks are just so black. It's fantastic.
Cue the Andy meme from Toy Story. I don't want you anymore.
Yeah,
I
pretty
wanna
much.
play with you
Pretty
anymore.
much. Going back to my hot take here, the second quest is Perfect Dark would have been the better GoldenEye if not for the blurry vision effect. And let's see. And then it says when you have blurry vision on top of N64 muddy textures after taking damage, it's basically rendered comebacks impossible. Yeah, when you get punched in that game, your vision goes like as if you're getting a little woozy, So, but I mean, don't get punched, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
get good.
yeah. You just gotta shoot them before they get to you. So
So I played Perfect Dark at Buddy's house, and I didn't spend enough time with it for it to really capture me like GoldenEye did. But I did rent that game, and the place, I didn't know any better about the expansion pack at that time, and
oh yeah, pretty limited.
You can play some stuff,
Right.
but not much.
I would say multiplayer is more memorable with GoldenEye, but like you can cruise through the GoldenEye campaign as a single player, and that has its iconic moments because it is pretty well tied into the movie, which was a pretty significant thing back then.
I mean,
but
it still is. Look at any other movie games; they don't tie directly to a movie like that, like scene for scene.
But like going through the story of Perfect Dark, like it was a pretty epic story. And I haven't had the discipline to go sit back down and do it again, but like I remember getting lost even in the first level trying to go through those hidden doors in the offices, like those slider doors in the office of that very first skyscraper level. But it's pretty hard. I remember that was a game that Prima got their money's worth out of me on me using their guide for that one.
So I love the campaign in Bond. I love the campaign in Perfect Dark. Multiplayer was great as long as you had people around.
Right.
But with Perfect Dark, what I would do is go down to my aunt and uncle's house. My wife and my aunt would just go and talk like scrapbooking or whatever, just kind of do their thing. And we would set up dark turtle sims. Okay. So in multiplayer, you could set up bots. This was like, it was such a crazy thing for that time because GoldenEye was like, if you can't play multiplayer, if you don't have other people here. Right. And we would play to where like, it was just like cat and mouse with this thing because they would shoot you around corners, Give
them all Farsight guns, then you're just sitting
duck.
Oh
yeah, you were screwed. But you could also, they were slower, had better shields, and they did not miss. So like we would play on the levels where you could like shoot the glass floor out and they would drop down and then we would take off running in both directions and like hope it wasn't chasing us. It was like getting chased by the Terminator the whole time. That kind of stuff is just so memorable to me. Now granted, I used to leave my controller taped in the multiplayer with the bots because I was trying to get to the perfect the perfect level 1. You only can get that by killing other human players. It doesn't. I found this out later. I had 32 days played on my memory pack before before my kids erased it. So
Oof.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's rough. It's rough. But Nate was talking about the memory pack. He's like, you can't you also can't save a game on WinBack without a real he says expansion pack, but I think he's talking the memory pack,
Memory
and
pack,
same as
yeah.
Mario Kart
Well,
Ghost Runs.
win back the workaround for that would be just save state. I
Save
would
state,
think.
sure.
Suspend, yeah. But that's terrible. I mean,
You
that
get
works
multiple
because,
slots for that, though.
Well, right, that part that's a function of the game that's just straight missing, though. They need to fix that, and I guess if suspend game is how we do it for now, that's fine. At least you have a way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think even suspend game doesn't work like save states. I guess you have multiple, so you could, because you could save, like, what if you save right before you go into a boss that you just can't ever beat because you don't have enough health or whatever? You know how that happens.
Yeah, so you have your working save state, and then you have a starting point save state or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
There's a micro SD slot. I bet if you put that in, you'll have a save pack.
Get out of here.
Nintendo wants you to buy that Mario Kart SD card.
It has to be the Mario branded one. It's gonna know if you didn't buy the one.
Exactly. It's like it's not. You can't put a Mad
Not
Catz
compatible.
SD card in.
Incompatible.
I mean, we have the Duke back from Hyperkin. Like, how funny would that be if somebody made a Mad Catz knockoff, like called it Mad Catz? Because Mad Catz isn't around anymore, are they?
It wouldn't matter because the buttons wouldn't map. You couldn't map the buttons.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
Nintendo would still screw you. So even if they made a Nintendo,
they have
64,
some proprietary bullshit in there that.
So it would just be like, oh, I've got all these buttons I can't map. Let me hold down. What do I have to hold down? I have to hold down this ZR here to use my C buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, because I watched that I watched the Wolf Den video or whatever the other night, because he has a USB plug for like an OG, like actual N64 controller, and then he has, I think, the Brawler 64, which is like I've thought about buying that one. That's a USB one that's more fitted like a normal person, non-three-handed person controller. And then I think there was one that he said was the best that actually did work somewhat okay, but I forget what the name of it was. But it's like 40 something bucks on Amazon. So $10 more, you get the official one. You might as well just stick with it.
If you guys are like me, you've been playing Nintendo 64 games since the Wii, with a Pro controller, the Wii Pro controller, or else the GameCube, like the knockoff GameCube controllers that plugged into the Wii remotes, right? Like, so this is, I mean,
and a GameCube controller will do most of it, right?
Except for you can't have no home button, you have no screenshots, you can't.
Does C stick work as C buttons though?
I mean, I'd played Mario Kart, so I have no idea.
I played the Ocarina re-release on GameCube. And I don't remember having any issues with the button. So they must have mapped a button to each
the directions. Yeah, the C stick was probably just the directions.
I don't think so. I feel like they were mapped to face buttons because they were missing one. So maybe one trigger acted as one. I don't know.
And GameCube controller is just a USB controller in the eyes of the Switch.
Yeah. I'll test it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll test it. See if the rumble works. I got to plug in the gray.
I don't know if I even have the gray one plugged in.
Yeah. I know I don't. Well, hey, we're at 50 minutes. We did it again.
Yeah, we did the thing.
We did it. Press Pause is back. There's actually some big things in the future for Press Pause. We're only going to tease it right now. But there's some things that Press Pause is going to become much more than just a podcast.
Just a humble little show.
It's going to become an empire.
Oof.
So stay tuned.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. So, Crawler, where can people find you?
Podcasting around the week. That's where you can find me.
I know. His wife's like, I'm in chat because you won't talk to me anymore.
I mean, we got Smash Bros. Cast coming back doing some stuff. We got Halo Infinite podcast. We got NPC. We got Press Pause. We got Bendu podcast. We got random Smashing with the Bros on Josh's YouTube channel and all the things. Nightcrawler 724 on Twitter is probably the best place because I don't stream on Twitch anymore or do anything. I don't have time to play games. I just occasionally talk about
them.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna get Eric playing some 64 games with us online. We're gonna record that.
Cool.
It's gonna
do that.
It's gonna be fantastic. Where can we find you?
You'll find me here. What are we sticking to Wednesdays? You'll find me here probably mostly Wednesdays.
The holidays are hit or miss, so just be ready for
sure.
that.
Yeah, be prepared. We'll have to work around some scheduling. You'll find me on Discord. Come hang out with us on n64josh.com/Discord. Come chat in main. Also, I want to start getting involved in doing some of the YouTube shorts, but I'm fresh out of ideas. So if you guys have anything,
we just need Eric's hot takes. That's it.
Well, I mean, I could do that. Yeah. I just find something to be upset about every day.
Yep.
Easy.
That's how you be a modern gamer.
Easy. So yeah, I mean, anyone, you guys have ideas or
modern gamer shorts, nailed it.
Just modern gamer shorts, #gamer shorts. But I mean, hey, if you guys like that idea, let us know. If you guys want to hear anything from the three of us, or like what you'd like to know more about, we can incorporate that. So just let us know.
But this show is literally the seat of our pants. We are getting together to hang out and talk about whatever we talk about.
I think that's in the tile, right? Like, what are we talking about tonight?
We don't know what we're talking about.
We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the hope for the show is, we're just all those moments in gaming where you're hanging out with your friends, you're playing games, and the game becomes the background, and the memorable part is just the BS that you guys were talking about. So
love it. That's what we're here for.
I'm ready to burn a hole in my hand this weekend.
Yes, same. I'm not wearing any gloves with these. Nope. I want to see how quick. How long did Nintendo test these 64 controllers? Because I want to see how quick I can wear this stick out.
You might want to wait till they have a big enough supply. Because
I know I'm going to order a couple more just for backup.
Order the metal joystick so you can replace it.
Yeah, get them replaced.
I don't know if it's a direct. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm sure that they've made sure that this thing will break after like 14 rotations. So be prepared.
So much faith. I love it. All right, chat. We love you guys. Thanks for being here with us live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. And I have no idea what time that is over on the across the pond, but I do see we have some. I see some of our UK friends are in chat right now.
Very nice.
So there you go. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.